Well, everyone, it's time. The final Animanga of the semester. All of the shows I have reviewed are great. However, there can only be one show that tops them all. One show that changed my life and many others' lives forever. One show that cannot and will not ever be matched by any other program, anime or not, that appears on a television screen. What show is that? My poor, humble viewer. Allow me to inform you. Tonight, I will be talking about Kyoto Animation's masterpiece, K-On! Let me break things down real quick. K-On!, which translates to light music, is a show about, well, light music. It follows Yui Hirasawa's high school career from start to finish, and shows her various adventures and misadventures with the Light Music Club, composed of herself, Mio Akiyama, Ritsu Tainaka, later in the series Azusa Nakano, and of course, the most wonderful character ever created, Tsumugi Kotobuki. And honestly, that's really it. K-On! Is a simple show. It's definitely a slice-of-life anime, so no crazy battles or plot twists here. It's also in the subgenre I like to call group of cute girls do cute things, and that's really it, subgenre of slice of life. In K-On!, the girls talk about things from music to just simply sitting around and having tea. Mostly the latter, though. However, when they play music, it's amazing. KyoAni actually took the time to really get right how things are animated. Like, for example, when Ritsu plays her drums. It's carefully and painstakingly animated so that it's accurate to the sound they add. Same goes for the others. KyoAni's attention to detail really wowed me when I watched the show. It does so much for the look of it and the immersion. They even have real instrument names like Gibson and Zildjian on the instruments. That extra piece of authenticity is one of the things that sets K-On! Apart to me. K-On! Is very much a show about nothing, but that's not a bad thing. Every episode is very different from the last, and most of the time centers around all the band overcoming a small situation that, through the power of anime, is over-dramatized to a very comical fashion. Sometimes they need an air conditioner, or they have to stalk their teacher for no reason. Things like that. It's just such a fun and cozy show to watch that when you watch one episode, you'll blink and be at episode 11 or something. The show sucks you in, and with how it's animated and the direction of the show, it's almost like you're in the club room having tea with them. KyoAni pays close attention to the background so that you can really develop in your head what the interiors look and feel like. Unlike a similar show like Lucky Star, I can probably draw you a map of the school and the room that K-On! Takes place in. The immersion that KyoAni provides in not just K-On!, but in pretty much all of their shows is unrivaled to me. Let me introduce you to some of the characters. Here's Yui Hirasawa. She's kind of clumsy and very floaty. She is very committed to her guitar, who she named Gita, her friends, and the band. Yui is presented as the protagonist, but the other characters are very much just as important as her, kind of like in the band they play in. She plays guitar and does vocals, but of course the others are just as important. Next there's Mio Akiyama. She's very shy and is scared easily. She's teased by Ritsu a lot, and it definitely leads to some funny moments. However, Mio is one of the more responsible ones in the club and always keeps things on the rails for the band, which resembles her instrument, the bass guitar. Ritsu Tainaka is next. Her and Mio have been best friends since kindergarten, and it shows. They're never apart, and Ritsu is always prodding her. Ritsu is pretty unfocused and likes to poke at Mio. I guess she kind of resembles the drums, which is what she plays. Next is the greatest character of all time, Tsumugi Kotobuki. She is very rich, but doesn't like to bring it up. She's kind of airheaded, but that doesn't mean she doesn't contribute to the band. She's also really strong for some reason. She's also fascinated by things that common people have, like spoons and fast food restaurants. Mugi plays the keyboard, and she does it very well. Lastly is Azusa. Azusa is a year younger than the rest, but she's probably the best one on her instrument. She shows up a year later to the Light Music Club as a freshman. She's also the most committed to practicing. Azusa is interesting because she has the band to hang out with, but she also has her own friends like Jun and Yui's sister, Ui. She plays the rhythm guitar. The reason why I'm showing you all the characters is that I want to talk about how well they blend together. The characters here have perfect chemistry. They even make some episodes with characters that don't normally hang out together, like Ritsu and Mugi. And it works very well. Even the minor characters like Ui and Jun feel like real people and get ample screen time. All of the characters in this show are very likable, and even though some of them are a little tropey, I don't think it deters from the enjoyment of the show at all. K-On! Also has a fantastic soundtrack. With it being about music, it's great that they took the time to really hone the soundtrack to fit the mood of whatever it's doing. Each song retains that cute, fun mood while also fitting whatever mood it has to, whether it's happy, sad, or angry. It's also worth noting that there are tons of songs that have been released from K-On! All of the songs played in the show, like Fua Fua Time and My Heart is a Stapler, are all real, actual songs you can listen to. There's even CDs of songs done by the voice actresses of the characters. So if you want to hear Mugi or Azusa sing, they have you covered. One other thing about those songs is that all of them sound authentic. I hear Fua Fua Time and don't think it's some professional band playing. It feels like a high school club playing a song, which just adds to that authenticity. There's so much about K-On! That's better seen and heard than explained. It's such a wonderful show, a great show to sit on the couch on a cold night with a warm drink and just watch 10 episodes of. It's a great show about cherishing your bonds and all the time you have. Another thing about K-On! Is that if you think Season 1 is good, when you get to Season 2, you'll be floored. Season 1 is very good, but Season 2 just outclasses it in all regards. KyoAni really got comfortable adapting the 4-page manga into a full show in Season 2, and it shows. In Season 1, you can almost tell where each comic begins and ends, but in Season 2, it's a lot more difficult. It just flows a lot better, and the writing, animation, and soundtrack are all top-notch. Like I've said, this is an anime by Kyoto Animation, known for works like Violet Evergarden, Sound Euphonium, and Hyoka, a show I covered earlier. K-On! Is one of their earlier works. I really think this was the show that helped KyoAni nail down that cute yet detailed art style and really solidify them as one of the greatest anime studios around. Take a look at Lucky Star in the first season of The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, 2 even earlier productions of theirs. While they're both great shows, they both have bits and pieces of their art style and even their writing and direction that seem to have culminated to K-On! Almost every anime KyoAni has made since, with a few exceptions, has used a style similar to the one used in K-On! The large round eyes, the way they draw legs and hands, all, at least in my eyes, seem to have stemmed from K-On! KyoAni's production and quality of their animation has certainly gone up since K-On! However, I believe that K-On! Is where the upwards climb of KyoAni quality stemmed from. K-On! Was animated by Kyoto Animation in 2009 and 2010, and was adapted from Kakifly's 4-panel manga of the same name. It was directed by Naoko Yamada, who has also directed A Silent Voice, another highly acclaimed KyoAni production. There's also a sequel manga, where the girls go to college, and another sequel manga called K-On! Shuffle. But there's even a game for the PS3 and PSP where you play the songs from the show. It's a lot of little fun, but it was only released in Japan. K-On! Is very much a show that demonstrates the importance of little everyday things. The tea that is served in the club room, the practicing that's done, the concerts that are had. Every little thing is an important part of how you live your youth, and also your life. One of K-On!'s main messages is to not let that go to waste. Cherish the time you have. Don't forget the little things and have some awesome times with your friends. I think that's why it's the perfect show for me to do my final episode on. K-On! Follows the girls throughout their entire high school career, and of course, it has to come to an end. When I watched those final couple episodes in preparation for the review, they really struck a note with me. The friends and the memories I've made here on Goofing Off and ZTV in general are some of the things I think I'll cherish for the rest of my life. And like in K-On!, while it's sad things are over, moving on in life doesn't mean it all has to be completely over. So thanks to everyone for tuning into whatever I was doing. Whether it be trucking, hunting, cooking, or anything else these past couple years, it's been fantastic. Well, that about does it for Animanga this episode and this semester. Anything you want to recommend? Tweet me at ZTV Goofing Off with the hashtag Animanga. See you around, everyone.